Learning outcomes. After studying this module, you shall be able to understand how operation strategies is formulated, know about the significance of purchasing management, learn about logistics and distribution management, know lean manufacturing and quality management. Introduction. Production is the provision of a product to satisfy wants and needs. The process involves business adding value to their products. For example, production process of matches involves cutting wood into matchsticks, putting phosphorus cards on them and package them to sell. Production planning is one of the planning functions that a firm needs to perform to meet the needs of its customers. Firms need to have an aggregate planning or production planning strategy to ensure that there is sufficient capacity to meet the demand forecast and to determine the best plan to meet this demand. A production plan is planned carefully to meet the following objectives: maximize profits with minimum cost, maximize customer service, minimize inventory investment, minimize changes in production rates, minimize changes in workforce levels, maximize the utilization of plant and equipment. The primary responsibility of the production function is to produce as economically as possible and to the required quality standards. The product, that is the underlying economic rationale for the firm's existence. The following activities should be there for successful production strategy: determining the best production techniques and methods needed for the manufacture of the firm's products. Typical decisions to be made here include the trade-offs between a capital-intensive versus a labor-intensive manufacturing process, the skill levels required of the workforce and its immediate supervisors, the make versus the buy decision, and the types of technologies to be used in manufacturing are design, production and sustaining engineering, quality control and the philosophy underlying the adopted quality control practices, production scheduling, vendor quality standards and working relationships, production scheduling, operating budgets and manufacturing cost control procedures, materials technologies, the development of capital budgets for the manufacturing area, product and process research and development programs. The types of production strategies: business strategies, differentiation strategy. Under the differentiation strategy, the company tries to be different and unique from its competitors. It may offer better quality, quantity, pricing, appearance and after-sales service when compared to its competitors. It may offer more features and facilities in its product. It may be more flexible while dealing with its customers. It may also offer quick and better delivery of its products. So there are many ways in which a company can remain different from its competitors. If company maintains this uniqueness and difference in its product quality and customer service, then it can charge higher prices. Cost leadership strategy. Under a cost leadership strategy, the company tries to reduce its cost of production. This is done by producing goods on a very huge scale. By doing so, the company will get the benefits of economies of larger scale. Higher the scale of production, lower will be the cost of production. This is because per unit cost of raw materials, labor, advertising, sales, promotion, R&D, etc. will decrease. Market segmentation strategy. Under this strategy, the market is divided according to the type of customers it has to focus and targets. It sells different products and services to different types of customers. To achieve this goal, it produces and sells goods and services as per the needs of the customers. Therefore, market segmentation strategy is also called focus strategy. Price or cost strategy. Under price or cost strategy, the company sells its products at a very low price. This strategy is used when the products are homogeneous, that is same, in nature, and when the customers cannot distinguish the company's product from the competitor's products. In this case, the company will fix a low price. So, the customers will purchase the company's product and not the competitor's products. Quality strategy. Under quality strategy, the company produces and sells high quality goods and services. The prices of such goods and services are naturally very high. However, this strategy attracts those customers who prefer top quality products and are ready to pay necessary appropriate prices. The company must pay special attention to the design of its products. It must upgrade product design and add new product features to satisfy the current needs and demands of its customers. To gain success in the market, the company must smartly invest to make quality, innovative products that are free from any defects. Delivery strategy. Under delivery strategy, the company delivers its products and services to their customers as early as possible, that too within a fixed time period. The company gives top priority to fast delivery of products and providing quickest accessibility of services. The speed delivery of products and fastest accessibility of services removes the problem of scarcity and unnecessary delays in the market. Delivery strategy is used as a selling tactic to find cutthroat competition. Product mix or flexible strategy. Under this strategy, the company produces and sells a product mix. A product mix is a group of products which are sold by the same company. The company does not depend only on one product for its survival and growth. It uses a product mix because it offers many advantages to the company. However, only large companies with huge production capacity can use this strategy. Service strategy. Under this strategy, the company uses a service to attract the customers. It gives quicker and better after sales service. It gives around the clock, that is 24 hours customer service. It may render the service directly by the company or through the network of call centers. Service is required for both consumer goods as well as industrial goods. Eco-friendly products. Under eco-friendly strategy, the company produces and sells environment-friendly products, also called as green products. For example, producing and selling lead-free period to reduce pollution, manufacturing mercury-free television panels, etc. are some good steps to preserve nature. This is a new type of production strategy. It is used to reduce pollution and protect the biosphere. Companies may also recycle certain materials like plastic, metals and papers. The properly recycled products are later used for manufacturing new products and in packaging. Companies use biodegradable packing material to reduce the problem of waste disposal. The company informs the public about their environment-friendly manufacturing approach through advertisements. Flexible response strategy. Flexible response strategy is said to be used when a company makes necessary changes in its production plans, that too in accordance with the emerging changes in the market. The company must make quick changes as per the arising changes in the market demand. It must also be reliable, that is, it must give a regular supply of goods to its customers. There must not be any shortage of goods in the market. To achieve this, the company must follow a strict production schedule. Low cost strategy. Under low cost strategy, the company fights massive market competition by selling its products at very lower prices. Simultaneously, it must also maintain the quality of its products. A company can only sell its goods at minimum prices if it maintains a low cost of production and distribution. This can be done by producing and distributing goods on a larger scale. That is, company must take advantage of economies of large scale production. Involvement in production processes. The major policy issue involved is to decide whether the organization will produce the goods on its own or will procure from outside, known as make or buy decision. Produce, that is make or buy decisions revolve around the following factors: cost factor, criticality of the item, safeguard against uncertainty, organizational capabilities, government policy, etc. So, all factors discussed above should be considered for the production planning, whether to produce, that is make, or buy. For example, whether the cost of producing is high or buying critical to produce or buy, etc. But it appears that most of the organizations, be large or small, have to procure some of the products or raw materials from outside. Therefore, the organization has to formulate policies on two factors: number of vendors and criteria for selecting vendor. Number of vendors. The organization will procure the items from single vendor or multiple vendors. A single vendor is suitable for branded products, and such a vendor would be more loyal to the organization. Against a single vendor, multiple vendors are more suitable for items which are being used by different organizations, and there is no product differentiation. Criteria for vendor selection. Cost factor is most important while selecting vendors, as the organization has to include cost of the item purchased in its cost of production. Other things which are to be considered are quality of the products and regular supplies for the vendors. Production process choice. Production processes deal with where and how products will be produced. These include the following aspects: size and location of plants. Plant size should be such so that it is technologically and economically viable. It means the technology is available and the cost of production is minimal. Decision regarding plant location has to be made whether plants will be centralized, where all facilities are available at single place, or plants will be decentralized at different places. Production capacity. For an organization, the choice of production capacity may have two extreme alternatives: installing capacity to meet maximum demand at all times, installing smaller capacity and allowing excess demand to go unsatisfied, but it does not have unbearable consequences. However, a balance has to be maintained between these two options to meet the demand, whether peak or lean or trough. Several alternatives are available. Maintaining standard level production during the slack season with a view to meet peak demand. Meeting peak demand by overtime work. Standby arrangements by subcontracting for extra production. Quality control. There are three ways to control quality. Quality control involves checking and removing faulty products at the end of the production process. Wastes a lot of money. Quality assurance involves inspecting during and at the end of production. It aims to stop faults from happening. Set a quality standard that all products have to achieve. Need team working and responsibility. Total quality management encourages everyone to concentrate on quality. Quality is the main aim for all staff. Products need to satisfy all customer needs. Zero defect management. Zero defect approach is based on to do the job right the first time. It is first originated in the Orlando division of Martin Company of USA, which manufactured missile systems. Zero defect management is based two basic elements: imparting knowledge to workers through on the job and off the job training, and developing right attitude in them, as defects generates because of lack of knowledge for doing and lack of attention in doing. Continuous improvement. It is based on the assumption that there is always scope for improvement, and therefore it is never ending process. It involves wide range of areas: customer orientation, total quality control, quality improvement, zero defects, just in time, new product development, and small group activities. All the above activities should be there for continuous improvement. Production strategies in software product line. Porter's 5 forces model. Many of the production goals for a software product line are driven by actions and activities of the organization's competitors. Michael Porter produced a widely used model that addresses competitive strategy. Porter in 1998. Porter's intent was to establish a strategy that provides competitive advantage for the organization using the model. Porter classified the competitive forces acting on the organization into the 5 categories. The organization uses the model to guide its business strategy development. The organization determines the forces at work in its specific business environment and purposes actions that would address those forces, ultimately synthesizing a competitive strategy from the selected action. An example: this example of production strategy formulations features a fictitious company, Arcade Game Maker (AGM), that wants to adopt a product line approach to achieve its business goals. AGM, a subsidiary of a multinational corporation, produces a series of software-intensive products delivered directly to retailers that in turn sell them directly to individual consumers. The company is one of several subsidiaries that share portions of the product roadmap established by the parent corporation. They all make similar products but for somewhat different markets. The AGM product line is a set of video games, a comprehensive set of core and product specific assets has been developed for use as a full-scale sample product line. In this section, we present an example of production strategy development for AGM. The AGM organization is adopting the software product line approach to product development. As part of its adoption strategy, the organization has decided to take an incremental approach to rolling out the core assets and products. The first increment will be a set of open source implementation of the games that will be made available for download. Succeeding increments will expand the feature set possible variations. AGM is currently a traditional software vendor and the first products will be built using the RUP, albeit modified by product lines. Management hopes that the product line approach will result in a simplified form of development in later increments. Evaluating and verifying the production strategy. Reumelt also provide 4 criteria for evaluating a business strategy that are applicable to a production strategy for a product line. Consistency. The strategy must not suggest contradictory goals and actions. Consonance. The strategy should create more value than it costs. Advantage. The strategy should provide competitive advantage. Feasibility. The strategy must be achievable with resources available. We now discuss each orientation in the context of the strategy formulation process. The production strategy formulation technique outlined above produces effective strategies as evidenced by consistency, prioritizing the production qualities derived from the product line goals, provides a basis for making decisions that resolve inconsistencies among the elements of the strategy. Using Porter's model produces actions that are intended to resolve each of the forces. These actions, which will become the basis for the production method, are examined and conflicts resolved based on the impacts on the product qualities. The prioritization of the production qualities and the integration of their associated strategic actions into a complete strategy ensure that no contradictions are introduced. Consonance. Serving as a bridge between the business goals and the production method, the production strategy provides great value. It ensures that the production method will initially meet the needs of the product line organization and provides a mechanism by which the method can evolve in concert with business goals. A good way to evaluate consonance is to attempt to create a mapping between the production scenarios and the production strategy. If such a mapping can be created, the strategy is consonant with the intended uses described in the scenarios. Advantage. Many organizations waste time and resources on producing products because they do not carefully coordinate how products are produced. The economies resulting from the production planning bring an advantage that can be used in many ways, such as in reducing prices or in rapidly delivering products. Formulating the strategy is the beginning of a value chain in which the production strategy informs the production method, which in turn results in a production plan that is closely aligned with the business goals of the product line. This chain cuts across the organizational management, technical management, and software engineering dimensions of the organization. The chain defines a conduit through which feedback, repairs, and evolutionary changes can be passed effectively. Feasibility. The strategic actions that constitute the strategy cannot require more resources than have been budgeted for. Further, there needs to be a balance among the 5 forces so that no one force consumes a majority of the available resources. Feasibility can be judged by determining the impact of the change needed to implement the strategy. For example, an organization that has what it believes is a successful reuse program will probably not be able to immediately see a 50% increase in its reuse rate. An organization with no previous reuse experience may well be able to achieve large gains initially, with these increases tapering off as more of the available methods are used. Let us summarize. Production plans and policies are crucial functional area in implementing strategies. Traditionally, marketing and production have been rivals, but they must work together for the success of any organization. These plans, policies are adopted by an organization to achieve production or operational effectiveness. Production plans and policies are based on the operational effectiveness areas of productivity, processes, people, and pace. Productivity is the measure of relative amount of input needed to secure a given amount of output. Processes are course of action used for operational activities, and people are the stakeholders in the organization like investors, employees, and customers. And pace is the speed of production activities, and it is measured in terms of time. Each of these areas are important in production plans and policies for the growth and survival of organization. A successful product production is the result of coordination between core, asset, and product development. The production strategy provides this coordination by defining a common direction rooted in the business goals and guided by the contrasting influences of the commodities and variations among products. Like in a software product line, it is long lived and encompasses the development of a group of similar products. As a result, strategic planning is more of a necessity than for projects that develop a single product at one point in time. A product line organization must consider how evolution of resources and techniques will affect production over the lifetime of the product line. The result is the strategic planning effort is an effective production system that can be evolved as the product line evolves. It can be evolved because of the traceability from the business goals to the techniques used to implement the strategies. It can be improved by the periodic evaluation of the measurable business goals. A product line organization seeks to achieve specific strategic goals. Strategic planning of the production system is tied directly to the organization's goal. By explicitly defining strategic actions that address the forces on the product line, the organization is able to create a comprehensive strategy that is broadly based and includes the desired goals. This strategy is a sound basis for engineering the production method, which specifies in detail the technologies, models, and processes that will be used to produce products.